And now it's time for the Q&A corner. Fans have the questions and we have the answers. This one comes from us also from our social media story on Instagram. These particular questions are coming from Yas Black Queen and Ibarra Narson. They ask, is Swan Princess 9, The Kingdom of Music, the final movie? While we can't give away much detail, we can say that we're actually having the Swan Princess 10 movie in production right now. However, this question is a little strange because it is not exactly from one person, nor two people, but a lot of people. A question that we've been hearing throughout the fan base throughout our many, many years. And so we've decided to try to come together and think of an answer for it. This answer is a little abridged, so if you want to see more detail, please check out the blog link, the written blog, down below in the description on the main website. So people have asked if the Swan Princess will ever make another movie in the same style as the first three. Some ask if there will be another 2D movie in general, and some ask if there will be another hand-drawn movie. Well, we can't actually say yes or no, because the future is always uncertain. It is very unlikely. When the Swan Princess was made, traditional 2D animation was already a dying art, being replaced by computer-based methods, or 3D. 3D animation is more marketable in both production cost and consumer reaction, so it makes sense that hand-drawn animation died out. We get a lot of people saying, hey, I know some talented 2D artists, why not hire them to do the 2D movies? It's not that simple. A full-length feature takes over 100 full-time animators for about 3 years, all of them trained in 2D animation by hand. The first Swan Princess film required around 300 artists to create. This talent pool is no longer available. We feel your agony about this, because we love the beauty and the simple lines of hand-painted animation. It is possible we will look in the methods in the future to see what we can do with 2D, but we feel as though our current films are quality products. We still do custom animations and make sure things look expressive and fun. With every new movie, we craft our skill just a bit more. All of the talented people in our company work their hardest to make something wonderful, even if it's not met with a lot of praise from those who prefer the traditional style. We never know where the future will take us, but on our current path, we are likely to stick with 3D animation, especially because our director really enjoys it. This month has been a general question around of, will the HD remake of the Swan Princess be on Blu-ray? And our answer is yes. For the first time, the original Swan Princess movie will be available on Blu-ray in its brand new 4K Ultra HD format. The Blu-ray and digital release of the remastered film will be available on October 29th, 2019. This one has been asked by many, many people, so we decided to just take it as a general question. And the question asks, what time period does the original Swan Princess movie take place in? We asked the original scriptwriter for the Swan Princess series, Brian Neeson, and his response was that he never really thought of a specific time in history, but more generally the medieval period. The Middle Ages happened between the 5th and 15th century. Medieval history was a time of sorcery and dark magic, a history that offers a magical potion of stories and practices. The original Swan Princess was set in the Middle Ages, but is a timeless classic. Therefore, Brian and Rick were diligent in sticking with a classic comic tone, so the film does not feel dated. This one has been a really bit of a hot topic if you've been following our Instagram or Facebook. But people have asked, if there was a live-action Swan Princess film created, who would be the ideal actors or actresses for each character role? This one's a bit of an interesting concept because everyone has their own different favorites. So we went on Instagram to ask the fans themselves for who would be a good Odette, Rothbart, and Derek in particular. So far, a majority of the fans have mentioned for Princess Odette either Dove Cameron or Bethany Garcia. For Prince Derek, Derek Kalina. I mean, he has the name for it so far, so that works. And for Rothbart, honestly, they're thinking about Hugh Jackman or Gary Oldman. Though not gonna lie, one of the producers is thinking about Hugh Jackman too. I don't blame him. Though, for my personal opinion, not the studio's opinion or anything, but just mine because I can't tell the ideals of a several amount of people, here's my ideas for the rest of the cast. For Puffin or Lord Rogers, I would be perfectly happy with David Tennant or Rowan Atkinson. They have that nice cut of British/Scottish humor that they can bring to each role, either voiceover-wise or normal. For JeanBob, I would definitely think Tim Curry, especially since he's only doing voiceover roles these days. He has the perfect personality to go through with that wit of JeanBob's. For Queen Uberta, I think Meryl Streep. She brings some class and some comedy to her roles when she wants to. She's very good. And for speed? Honestly, Stephen Wright again. He did such a wonderful job the first time, why not? And so now I ask the question, what do you think? Who would you like to see in these roles? You can tell us down below in the comments. This one's a pretty interesting one, and something a lot of people have asked over the years. How long was Odette under Rothbart's spell? Answer? A year, roughly. Seen in some storyboards of an alternate version of Practice, Practice, Practice.
The great animal's never gonna give her up without a fight.
You still think she's alive? Derek, it's been a whole year.
When I find the great animal, Rogers, I'll find Odette.
Oh, Derek, she's not coming back.
The line was cut from the movie, but it still remains true that Odette was missing for about a year. Give or take maybe a month or so for the moon cycle to happen how it did in the movie. This one was a very large one and kind of ties into our first topic of the video. Is the live-action trailer real? It's a concept trailer, which means it has not yet been made into a movie. It also means that the style, wardrobe, actors, and CGI is not yet written in stone. This is meant to show potential studios and investors an idea of what we would like to create. Think of it like a pilot submission many people have of what it could be. Not much to nitpick when it's just a demo. Now if we get it picked up for production, feel free to nitpick away. We'd love to find a way to make everyone happy. Also, because of the large amount of questions aimed at us at the same time as the live-action trailer, we have also the question of, why is the dress in the trailer so different from Odette's dress in the animated film? So little of the dress is visible in the trailer, as it appears to be only blue. It is actually white for the most part, just like in the animated film. For the practicality of filming a live-action, there will be a need for many dresses. For example, the dress Odette wears to dance with Derek will not be the same dress she wears while sitting on the ground with the animals. Thus, it is a much more flowing style than one she would wear up close. If you have any questions for the Q&A corner, email odette@swanprincessseries.com or follow us on our Tumblr, our Facebook, and on our Instagram.